All right, what's going on YouTube? This is BoxingWave. So, the big fight is tonight, okay? And I already did breakdowns. I did 2 breakdown videos of this fight, okay? So if you guys want to go back and listen to a full breakdown, you can go back and listen to my other videos I did on this. I mean, they're a couple months old, but they're there. And to be honest with you, my views haven't really changed much since then. Okay, I know there's a lot going into this fight, a lot of hype. I think they're going to do pretty decent with the pay-per-view numbers. Um, I hope they sell good over there in Dallas. That's another place I would love to go see a fight one day. I would love to go to Dallas Stadium to see a fight out there. A fight that is big enough, that is worthy enough to be and fill up that stadium. That'd be really cool. I don't know if they can do that here in the U.S. But listen, my views hasn't changed that much. All right. Uh, as much as I like Mikey Garcia, as good as he is, as talented as he is, I need a little bit more than I see some of his flaws, and I think I can expose his flaws for me to be convinced that he can win this fight. Okay? It's just not cutting it for me. You know? Uh, Mikey is an extremely talented fighter. I'm a big fan of him. I've been a fan of him much longer than Errol Spence and everything. But I gotta call a spade, man. I'm not really buying it. He's talking very confidently in these interviews and stuff, and I believe him. I believe that he really thinks he could beat Errol. Okay. My thing is this though, and this is not a fanboy video. I know people are gonna come in the comments, Mikey, this, that. Listen, Mikey's an extremely talented fighter, but there's stuff that I wanted to see done before he made a move like this. Okay, this is not like Manny Pacquiao moving up to 147. Okay, I would have loved to see you fight Lomachenko. I would have loved to see what you can do against the better fighters at 140. I know you beat Limp Vignettes. I know you beat Robert Easter. Okay, but there's still things that could have been done before I was convinced that you needed to make that move up to 147. Okay, I'm not saying you needed to beat everyone and fight every one of those guys, but I needed to see a little more, me personally, before I can just go and jump and say that you can beat someone like Errol Spence. Errol Spence is the most dangerous fighter at 147. I said dangerous. I didn't say talented. I don't know if he's the most talented at 147, but I believe he's the most dangerous right now, okay? He is the most likely to knock you out at 147, okay? I don't know if Mikey is ready for that. This is like, when I think of this fight, I think of a few other people. Like, I think of Floyd Mayweather and I think of Manny Pacquiao. Okay? When I think of Floyd Mayweather, I think of his defense. I think of his timing, his reflexes. All right? The way he broke down Diego Corrales back then, I would need Mikey. Mikey has to be so dominant over Errol Spence to win. He has to be dominant like Floyd was in that fight. He has to be dominant. It can't be a competitive fight for a certain amount of rounds. No, if it's a competitive fight early between the both, Mikey's getting stopped at some point. Just like the Kell Brook fight with Errol Spence. Very competitive. Many people think that Kell was winning the fight early, but this guy wears you down. He's a big guy at 147. He punches very hard. He attacks the body. It's just too much. And he's durable. Okay? Yes, he has flaws. We watch this fight. There's things I see. There's no head movement. There's not much of that there. All right? He does get hit a lot. Okay? Sometimes he throws jabs out there. He has a good jab, but I think he leaves it out. He's definitely open to get countered. He's definitely going to get hit with straight rights in this fight. But the guy wears you down. How much can you handle? Okay? When I hear Mikey say things like Mikey's going to neutralize him, you can't just neutralize him. You have to attack him like Floyd did with Corrales back then. Okay? We need more We need more. It doesn't take, and I think Mikey, even though I believe Mikey is a top 10 pound for pound fighter today, without a doubt, we need like the best fighter in generation type of talent. We need like all-time great type of talent. That's why I brought up Floyd and Manny. See, Manny, when I told you about Floyd, but when I say Manny, when he moved to 147, I'm thinking about his probably the fastest hands in boxing, arguably fastest hands in boxing, fastest feet in boxing, power. He's throwing 1,000 punches a fight. I'm thinking that this is what overwhelmed those bigger guys that these great fighters fought. You need that kind of talent to win a fight like this. That's what I'm basically saying. Mikey has not shown that. I know he's trying to go into this fight to prove that he is that level because he believes he is that level, and that's fine. But there's no fights, as good as I think he is, there are no fights in his resume that made me feel that he was on that level. There's no performances. Like when I watch the Lipinets fight, and I see fights like that, and I'm like, Mikey clearly won the fight. He clearly won, but Lipinets gave him all that he can handle. Like, I need a little more. I'm not convinced that Mikey could just go up to 147 and be arguably the best guy at 147. And I know he fought at 140, but he fought Lipinets at 140. He didn't fight the other champions there. There's other top guys up there that are better than Lipinets, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I am not convinced. Okay? He doesn't have those skills that Floyd and Manny Pacquiao did. And it's not about them. But I'm trying to make a point here. That we need more than, yes, technically, I'll give him the edge over Spence. Of course. I think technically he's a little bit more. I mean, he's a little bit more talented, but then again, I don't know how good Spence could be. I don't know. I still feel like he's still getting better. I don't know. But I know what he can do, and I know what he has done. I know that he went to the UK and beat Kell Brook in his own backyard and stopped him while he accumulated a lot of damage, still came forward, and still beat Kell Brook up. He beat down Lamont Peterson. Beat him down. Destroyed him. He destroyed Lamont Peterson. He didn't just outbox him. He punished Lamont Peterson. He punished Kell Brook. These are big guys that are very good. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen that with Mikey. I don't know if he's on that level. He would have to, like I said, the Floyd Corrales, we need something like that. You can't just neutralize him. You got to outbox him, and just totally outclass Errol Spence. And I don't see that happening. The gap is not wide like that. This is not all about size here. It's the way that Errol fights. Even if you are doing well early, how long can you maintain that? I don't see this fight going past 9 rounds. 8-9 rounds. I'll give him that far. But I don't see it happening. Mikey's a very good boxer, but he's not athletically. He's not what a Manny Pacquiao was. Defensively, he's not what a Floyd Mayweather was. It's very good, but let's not overrate him. As good as he is, let's not overrate him. This is crazy. This is crazy. And I don't want to hear about heart. Listen, all these fighters got heart. Errol Spence has heart. We're not going to get guys that the loser have heart. No, of course that's obvious. Any boxer that goes in there, and especially on this level, any guy that's willing to go in there and fight like that on this level, obviously have heart. Until proven that you're a coward, you have heart. We're not even going to go there with that. I know he wants to challenge himself, test himself. But you know what? I'm going to hold Mikey accountable if he doesn't put on a good performance. Because I want to see, and like I said, I think Errol's going to win this fight, and I think he's going to stop Mikey. But I'm going to hold Mikey accountable if he's not able to make this fight competitive, especially in the first half. I would like to see a competitive fight up until it stopped. Because he did a lot of talking. This fight is a big deal now. There's a lot of fans that's going crazy. A lot of people coming out and saying that they think Mikey's going to win. Cool. Well, I hope Mikey puts on a good show because the kid can box, and I expect him to do well against Spence in those earlier rounds. I think he's going to do well. Definitely think he's going to do well. But he can't maintain it. He's fighting a bigger guy. This is when size come into play. Size will come into play. Okay? I got Errol winning. And I got Errol stopping him. You know? There's weight classes for a reason. You know? The same saying that everybody else is out there saying, a good big guy always be a good little guy. It's true. You know? I don't think Errol's the most gifted fighter in the world, but I mean, Jesus, it's like he's not just some robot. The dude can box. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him switch it up. The dude could fight. You know, that dude is a dog. I don't see nobody beating him at 147 except Terrence Crawford. That's it. That's the only fight I really want to see at this point. That's it. I even think Errol can beat the guys at 154. Straight up. You need a different level of skill set to beat this guy. I think Terrence Crawford got it. All these other guys, I don't think so. I don't think Keith can beat Errol. And I've been saying this. I've been consistent with this. I don't think Keith can beat Errol. I don't think Sean can beat Errol. You know, whoever else is there at 147, I don't think they could beat Errol. I think Terrence Crawford could. That's it. He's the only one that should be in that discussion. Mikey can't do it, in my opinion. If he does it, listen, I'll come on here like I normally do. If I'm wrong, I'll come on here and say it straight up. I'm not gonna hide anyway. I know I'm gonna get lashed at. And if he does pull it off, listen, upsets do happen. Crazy things do happen. But most of the time, they don't happen. Historically, when guys move up like this and fight the best guy at the upper classes, can't do it. Historically, all the greats couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. It's happened, but most of the time they can't do it. It takes a really special, not an A-class fighter. It takes a super special fighter to do it. All right? So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll see you guys after the fight. Peace.